Welcome to the Midnight Files, when nature strikes, where we uncover the truth behind some of the most terrifying moments in natural history. Real events, real people, and real devastation. Tonight, we turn our focus to a haunting chapter from the American heartland, a place all too familiar with twisters. Oklahoma, flat, vast, and wide open, sits at the heart of Tornado Alley, and in 2013, one of the most powerful tornadoes ever recorded in the state tore through the city of Moore, leaving devastation and heartbreak in its wake. It wasn't just the wind. It was a force of nature so strong that it ripped through schools, homes, and lives, leaving behind a trail of destruction that the people of Moore are still rebuilding from today. This is the story of May 20th, 2013. This is the story of the Moore tornado. The morning of May 20th, 2013 was quiet. In fact, eerily so. Spring in Oklahoma often comes with unpredictability. Sunshine one minute, hailstorms the next. But that Monday began with a kind of tension in the air that locals have learned to read. The town of Moore, nestled between Norman and Oklahoma City, had already lived through terror. In 1999, an EF5 tornado obliterated parts of Moore with the fastest wind speeds ever recorded, 318 miles per hour. Some families had rebuilt twice, others never came back. But life carries on. At 9 a.m., the National Weather Service issued a forecast warning of severe conditions developing in the afternoon, an enhanced risk of tornadoes. For Oklahomans, that meant stay alert, but it wasn't yet panic time, because this kind of thing happens all the time. The weather alert said, "This is a hazardous weather outlook for central Oklahoma. Thunderstorms are expected this afternoon, with the potential for large hail and isolated tornadoes." Parents dropped their children off at school. Workers filed into offices. Shoppers ran errands. Life was normal. But by early afternoon, storm cells were forming fast and violently. Meteorologists at the Storm Prediction Center began sounding alarms. By 2:40 p.m., Doppler radar showed a rotating supercell developing southwest of Moore. The sky turned an ominous green-gray. For those who have seen it, that color isn't just unsettling, it's unforgettable. A quiet tension fell over the town. And then, just before 3 p.m., it touched down. At 2:56 p.m., the tornado touched down just west of Newcastle. Within minutes, it intensified into an F5, the most violent classification possible. Winds surged past 200 miles per hour, and the tornado grew to over 1.3 miles wide, and its path dead on toward Moore. Neighborhoods disintegrated in seconds. Houses were lifted clean off their foundations. Entire blocks were erased from existence. One eyewitness said, "It was like the sky opened up and screamed. I grabbed my kids and we ran to the bathtub. The house exploded around us." Plaza Towers Elementary was in its direct path. Teachers rushed students into the hallways, a standard tornado drill procedure. But no school safe room had been built. 7 children died when a wall collapsed in the hallway, trapping them beneath the rubble as the tornado passed overhead. At Briarwood Elementary, the story was almost the same, but somehow all of the students survived. One teacher shielded a group of children with her body, suffering multiple injuries but saving countless lives. Cars were tossed across highways like toys. A 14-mile path of destruction stretched across Moore. Trees were stripped bare. The air smelled of rain, wood, insulation, and loss. By 3:35 p.m., it was over. 39 minutes of chaos. But for Moore, the nightmare had just begun. When the skies cleared, the true horror was revealed. First responders rushed in from neighboring towns. Police, fire, volunteers. People pulled survivors from debris with their bare hands. Parents ran toward crumbled schools, calling out for their children. The death toll would reach 24, 10 of them children. Over 1,000 homes and structures were destroyed. 377 people were injured. Federal aid arrived quickly. President Obama signed a major disaster declaration, but no amount of bureaucracy could heal what Moore had lost. The news coverage said entire neighborhoods had vanished. Residents are wandering the streets, trying to find what's left of their homes and their lives. Journalists wept on air. Weather anchors were speechless. Among the devastation were scenes of extraordinary courage. Neighbors carrying elderly survivors through the rubble. Dogs pulled from wreckage days later. Volunteers handing out water, blankets, and hope. One survivor said, "Our house is gone, but we found my daughter's teddy bear in the street. It felt like a sign that we could keep going." Moore is not just a place hit by tornadoes. It's a place that rebuilds. In the aftermath of the 2013 storm, the town passed new building codes. Schools were retrofitted with safe rooms. Plaza Towers was rebuilt with reinforced concrete and underground shelters. The storm sparked debate nationwide about school safety, climate resilience, and emergency readiness. But for the people of Moore, the recovery was personal. Memorials sprang up across the city. At Plaza Towers, 7 stones marked the lives lost, tiny reminders of a larger heartbreak. Today, Moore is once again a thriving town. Children laugh on playgrounds rebuilt from ash. New homes stand where the old ones once did, and yet, every May, the memories come flooding back. Every siren is louder. Every sky is watched more closely, because for those who lived through it, the wind never really stops. Nature doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't offer mercy. It simply comes, and sometimes it takes everything. The 2013 Moore tornado wasn't just a weather event. It was a reckoning, a reminder of how quickly the world can change, and how strong we have to be to survive it. This has been the Midnight Files, when nature strikes. I'm Brian. Thank you for listening and for remembering. Hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, stay alert, and never underestimate the sky. Watch for the weather. Good night.